Hello the internet, my name is Lara and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of an update on my propagations because they've kind of been, just going steady, but some of them have gotten a lot bigger, and so I think it's about time that I show you guys what's happened with them, and just as a way to kind of document for myself, where they are. Some of them have been growing really, really fast, and others of them I feel like they haven't done anything in forever, and why? Maybe I just think that they haven't done anything in forever. So anyway, I'm gonna tilt the camera down because I'm probably gonna show them all to you guys on my little table here that I have, and we will go from there. Okay, so these are not in any order, but this is one that I have had for a while now. A lot of my little things are takeaway. I said takeaway. Takeaway is a British term. I've been watching way too many British people on YouTube recently. Anyway, this is a carry-out container. And this one I've had going for a while. You guys might recognize some of the stuff in here. So I have this is a begonia breakdance that had broken off. It had fully developed leaves on it already, and so I stuck it in here to see if it would grow roots, and it definitely has. So that guy might be ready to come out of here before too long, because really he just needed roots. Everything else here is really nice and developed. I have this begonia red kiss. It is one of the only red kisses that I have left. My main plant died. And I have one propagation that's over on the window that's been growing fairly slowly, and then I have this one in here. So I don't know why that one died, and so I'm just being very, very careful with that. And then I also have right here is my Primulina. Can you even see it behind me? Maybe it's better this angle. There we go. This is my Primulina Frosted Jade. I broke this leaf off when I first got the full plant, obviously. And then I stuck it in here, and it has been growing ever since. It's got a really nice root system on it. And truthfully, I should probably pull it out of here, but it's not too big for this thing yet, so I really see no reason to do that. I think that's all that's in. I have this other leaf. I think that might be a Loki, and oh, that actually has started rooting. It hasn't grown any little leaves on it yet, or or whatever, but it's rooted in there now, so that's kind of cool. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, this one is unfortunately not looking too good. I stuck this in here, and obviously it's got a lot of growth on here, but some of these, it looks like some of these leaves are rotting away, so it's possible that it's being too humid in here. So I think as soon as I'm done with this video, you know what? I think as part of this video, I'm going to go ahead and pull this out of here and see if I can't save this. This might have just been that I left this in here too long and the humidity got too high. But we're going to see if I can't save that. These are, pretty sure these are Deja Thornis. I'm pretty sure that these are Deja Thornis, and, yeah, we're going to have to see what I can do about that. So, let me go see. Alright, change in plans. Change in plans. I'm going to go get a pot or a couple of pots and see if I can't pull these out of here and save them because they are very unhappy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull these out of here. And hopefully this is still in okay shape, most of it. Like I said, it might just be that it got too humid in here. Some of the leaves have rotted, and some of them still look fine, like this plant looks fine. So we just need to separate this out. Ooh, that's slimy. Okay. Oh, it looks like that leaf started rotting, and then Okay, well, that's what I get for not checking on it, so. All right, perfect. Not even sure if I'm doing this where you guys can see, sorry. It's kind of a weird angle. I was not expecting to be doing anything under this, so. Oh yeah, no, the leaf that it grew out of is rotting a little bit too, so. All right, that is. Trying to get all the rotted stuff off of here. Okay. So I think we're gonna leave it like that. And go ahead and stick it in a little pot here. That really is a shame. This plant was doing very, very well, and I guess I just left it in here for too long. Okay. Okay. Yes, I know, I'm sorry. There you go. There you go. We'll see if you survive, and if you don't, the mother plant is doing perfectly fine, so. Okay. Dirt, dirt, dirt. I'm just gonna have to watch this for a while because sometimes begonias don't like to come out of the really high humidity into the not high humidity. And on top of that, I am leaving to go on vacation tomorrow. So obviously by the time you guys see this video, I will be back. Then this says on there. Okay. All right, so we're gonna see. I think I might have. Oh yeah. It was doing well for a decent amount of time. It just looks like this other one that I had in here that's I think it was a Brad's Halloween. It started rotting, and I think the rot just spread to everything else. So, oh, but this leaf here, that's starting to get the pink. From the adult leaves, the Deja Thornis comes in pink and then turns silver. Stick the little roots in there. Luckily, I'm glad you know what? I'm really glad that I did this video because, like I said, I actually am going on vacation starting tomorrow. And if I hadn't checked this, it might have been completely dead by the time I got back. So, yay! Yay for this channel, helping me to save these plants, hopefully. Or at least giving them a shot at being saved, so. Okay, but we're going to continue on with the video, and then I will take care of those. You guys don't need to watch me fumble around looking for stuff, so. Alright, so, next, knocking stuff around. Next little guy I have here. This is one of my begonia. I call it raspberry swirl. It's probably not a raspberry swirl, but since I didn't have a name for it, I just kind of named it that. These guys are doing really, really good and probably need to come out of here before too long, but unlike the other one, some little guys coming out under there. Unlike the other one, this is still doing pretty well in here. So obviously I'm just going to leave that until I get back. But there are, I think, 2 plants in here, maybe 3. 1, 2, yeah, it looks like there's 3. And this guy ended up doing a lot better than I don't know, I didn't think it was going to. I've been having a little trouble with the mother plant. But he is super happy in this little thing here. So, growing really good. Probably going to take him out, like I said, when I get back. So, I just have to have enough pots, because that's actually one of the reasons why I haven't been taking these guys out of here, is because I don't have any plastic pots to put them in, like, that are the correct size. So but I think I'm going to be able to get some pots this weekend when I go, or when I'm on my vacation. So, but hopefully that will happen. All right, I'm just grabbing the next one. What have we got in here? Bump. Not very much in here. Lots of little stuff. Okay, so I think this is another of the raspberry swirl. I have no idea what that is. It's so tiny. Look at that. I have a lot of little tiny stuff. Like there's something growing here too. Okay, it is a begonia. Oh, this is the, okay. So this is the, tray that I brought a whole bunch of, I had my stem cuttings, right? Because like I take the leaves off and I propagate those, and then I put stem cuttings in the water, and then at a certain point, like, they started growing leaves on them. And so what I did is I took, oh, you're just not happy there, are you? Let's stick you a little more in contact with the wet. They were just sitting in the water, and I was like, well, they probably don't want to be in water like the leaves. And so I took the stems and I just put the stems in here. And then these are, like, this is a taconite here. I'm not even sure I can tell you what that is. Like, a lot of these, I have no idea what they are. Like, I can tell what that one is. I'm not even sure what this one is here. Okay, so anyway, these guys, these are stems that I had propagated in water and then stuck in here. And they seem to be doing fine, just not getting very big. Interesting. I really wish I had put a date on this to say when I had put it in here so that I know how long it's been. That would have been a smart idea. Anyway, so there's that guy. This is one of my bigger containers. What do we got in here? Oh, a couple fungus gnats. We're going to have to watch out. Yep. A little bit of that going on in here. Okay, so here I've got the Deco Daddy that, like, didn't grow and didn't grow and didn't grow in the big container, you know, the one that I did on my begonia video. And then as soon as I put it in here, it actually started growing leaves. So now it actually has leaves on it. I think this one, yeah, this one here is growing some leaves too. These were just leaves that had broken off from what I was doing before, like they were leftover. And so I stuck them in here to see if they would root, and they kind of have. I think this one's not in contact with wet enough. But right here, that one has got a little node thing going on. Oh, yeah, it's doing pretty well. So that'll probably, and then this one here has started to grow leaves. This is taconite. This is begonia breakdance. This is Deco Daddy. But yeah, so this Deco Daddy's doing really well. These guys are just behind because, like I said, they were they were just leftover leaves, and then I put them in here, so they're like a couple months behind. This little guy isn't really doing much. He's got the little, like, the little start buds, but I don't know, maybe he just wants to be a little more wet. Would you like to be a little more wet? Stick some sphagnum moss over your roots there like that. See if that'll make you happier. Okay, so that one's doing fine. Though I don't know what I'm going to do with all these taconites because I got a whole bunch of taconites. Taconites apparently propagate very, very well. What do we have here? Okay, so Maculata Whitey Eye that I just stuck in here. I'll show you the rest of, I have a whole bunch of these propagating, but this one I stuck in here just because I kind of wanted to see how it would do. It's been doing very well. I have a leaf off of my $3 begonia because the $3 begonia is dying, and so this was kind of my last. Hopefully, I'm hoping that I can get this to root, and then maybe I can start over again with this plant just because the other one is just so yucky. And then this actually is the leaf, part of the leaf that came with my Begonia Benti Tochiba. It was the leaf that the plant that I got from Steve's Leaves grew out of, and then I went ahead and pulled it out of there, and it was still like, it still was a leaf that had a vein on it, and I was like, let's throw it in here and see if it will root. And it has started to root just a tiny bit. Again, this is another one that's behind a lot of my other stuff because I only just put it in there. But it's possible that I'll get another Benitochiba plant out of the leaf that my actual Benitochiba grew out of. I just think that's kind of cute. So anyway, this is going to come out of here before too long. It's got pretty decent roots under there. It's doing well. Okay, so I went to grab this one, and it has actually, because I leave these lids just kind of sitting on there, it has actually pushed the lid off because the plant inside has gotten so big. So this is going to need to come out because, yeah, the sphagnum moss has now almost, it's not completely dried out, but it has kind of dried out. This is, can't remember if this is the Brad's Halloween or the Peter Piper. They're very similar looking plants, so I don't know. But anyway, this guy's gonna need his own little pot, but he is not in any danger, so I'm gonna set him aside. Well, I let you guys see, obviously. He's been doing very, very well in his pot, obviously. And he's got his little adult leaves coming in here, so he's doing really well. But I'm gonna pot him off camera probably because I'm not really worried about him dying anytime soon. But I think that's really cute that he grew high enough that he pushed the lid off. That's just cute. I have like a whole shelf of just propagations down here now. Okay, what do we got? Oh, this is my begonia breakdance one. I put a bunch of different begonia breakdance leaves in here and then just kind of left it. And it has gone absolutely crazy. You guys can see like all the roots just everywhere in there, and there's a whole bunch of plants. And again, these guys mostly haven't come out of here because I don't have pots to put them in. Those pots that I put the Deja Thornuses in are like the last of my little plastic pots. And basically I was saving them for an emergency, and it's a good thing that I saved them for an emergency. But these guys will probably come out, or at least these two. They both of them, I mean, even this little one here has adult leaves on it. What are you doing down in there? But these guys definitely have adult leaves on them, and I want to get them out so that they can kind of spread out and grow a little bit better and not be, I don't want their roots to tangle with each other too much, because then it might be dangerous to take them apart. It might be too late. There's a lot of roots in there. But it still fits in there, so. Got another. This one I'm pretty sure has been going for a really long time too. And I forget what all is in here. This looks like a begonia breakdance there. I'm not sure what those two are. And the leaf that has grown has died. That's almost looking like a begonia red kiss leaf pattern, or pattern on there. Did I have another begonia red kiss? I don't know. So those guys are kind of tiny in there, and they've been tiny for a really long time. I can't figure out why they don't want to grow or get any bigger, because I mean those are really too small for me to pull them out and expect them to exist in like a non-humid environment, just because I feel like the pot that they would take would just dry out way too quickly. But they're not really getting any bigger. Like I said, this is one of my older propagation things. I'm going to start putting dates on these. Because then I can be like, yeah, I've had this one for like 6 months and this is all it's done. But I have no idea why they're not really getting any bigger. Maybe it's a lack of nutrients? Is that a thing? It could be a thing. I don't know. Anyway, and I've also got these other like plants that are growing out of the sphagnum moss, which I think are just cute, not hurting anything, so. Okay, and I think this is the last tray that I have. Okay, you're starting to root a little bit. This guy is stuck in here, and I don't think I had it in good enough contact with the wet media. It's rooting out of the bottom here, but it's not rooting out of the top. So we're going to go ahead and do that. This guy is doing pretty well. He's got a nice root and a nice leaf coming off of there. And this guy is only just started to put out roots, so we're going to just stick him in there a little bit better. And then this guy's doing well. I want to say that looks like a Brad's Halloween / Peter Piper, but I'm not sure. And then there's something else down in here. Okay, I don't even know what that is. I got all these mystery plants. Just little baby things that are growing, and maybe one day they'll get big enough for me to tell what they actually are. I'm so funny. Like I said, I'm going to start labeling these a little bit better. This is a Etna. I think that leaf just fell off, or like I knocked it off or something, and that's why I'm propagating it. So anyway, that is the last of my, oh no, that's a lie. Okay, so this is the other terrarium I have. I don't know if it's going to fit under here. I might need to. This is my glass container jar that I keep stuff in, because it makes a good terraria. And I currently have in here my, so I have my philodendron silver sword top that I took off. When I traded, I cut off the top of it, and then I kept the top because that had the growth point on it, and I gave them just a node from farther down. And so that's just been rooting in some spag moss, and it looks like it is now rooting through the bottom of this little pot. So it might actually be time to bring this out. Though I feel bad because it's been growing really, really well in the high humidity, and my other one does not look nearly as this good, like the plant that I took this off of. It might be that I just need to get the whole thing more humidity. But that's been doing really well in there. And then I took an extra node when I was cutting up the plant. I sent one to the person I traded with, and then I stuck the other node in here, and this one has obviously, it put out this teeny tiny little leaf here. That's actually a leaf there on the end of like that thing, and then it has put out this small leaf, which is really adorable, and now it's putting out this leaf. So obviously it's taking a little while to get going, but it is doing super gangbusters and being all happy and all that kind of stuff. And then I have my $3 begonia. I haven't looked at this in a little while. This was kind of my last attempt to save this plant because it kept crisping on the edges. And I thought that maybe it was just that it didn't have enough humidity, and so I stuck it in here, and it basically has just looked like this for a while. Like these little, it has this one leaf left on it, these little leaves that are kind of growing in to show me that it's not dead, but it's basically just kind of, it's not really growing anywhere very fast. I'm basically going to keep it until it decides that it's dead, and if it doesn't decide that it's dead, then, you know, I'll keep it for however long. But for right now, that's living in there. There is also a begonia breakdance leaf that apparently got thrown in there at one point, and it is growing. It's not really big enough to bring it out yet. But that is also in there, and I don't think I can show you guys very well, so you don't get to see it. It's in there, though. I at one point cut up my Maculata whitey eye, and because it was growing everywhere and looking really terrible. And I propagated all of the pieces. I mean, as you can see, it's a lot of pieces. Part of the problem that I was having with this plant is that the new leaves were coming in, and the little, oh, you guys can't even see. Where can I show an example? The new leaves were coming in, and these little things here were turning brown, and you can see them down here. They were turning brown and dying on top of the leaves. and then the leaf was dying, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Now, as I can see here, because I've just kind of left these alone for a while, all these leaves have come out and the little sheath things are still green. I'm thinking that I was seriously underwatering this plant. Like, it must have really, really wanted a lot more water than I was giving it, and that must be why the leaves were coming out and shriveling and dying. I thought it might be a humidity thing, though there's really nothing I can do about humidity, but it looks like it might actually just be that it wanted more water, and I wasn't giving it the water that it needed, which is really kind of an interesting thing to find out. It does mean that I can start watering the plant itself, because the plant itself is still alive. It's doing fine. It's over there chilling out. Oh wow, this one has grown really nice roots on it. Oh, I just took that leaf off. Oh, I'm so sorry, baby. I know. I was trying to see what the roots look like, and I just kind of snapped you off. That's a shame. Okay. But anyway, so these guys are doing better than I thought they would be. I guess because the plant needed more water, and I was not giving it the water that it wanted. We live and we learn. And speaking of propagations, I recently cut up my peperomia graveolens, and then I went ahead and stuck all these guys, the tops, into soil. I, for the most part, have pretty good luck with propagating succulents in soil. Because they hold water in their leaves, it's not such a big deal for the soil to get all dry. You know, like it is for a begonia or something like that, where they'll just basically shrivel up if you don't water them in time. So I've just been keeping this kind of wet, and it seems to be doing okay. I figure at some point it'll probably start growing roots. And that will be great. All right, I took a couple of cuttings of my Tridescanthia Nanook. I've been having this thing with that plant where it keeps getting dark spots on it. Like, you can't see that. Like that. So I took 3 cuttings that had absolutely none of those spots on it. And I was going to try and root them, and oddly enough, this has been in here for a while now, and they are rooting a lot more slowly than I'm used to Tridescanthia rooting. So they're still alive, they're still doing fine, but I'm going to hope that this one spot here doesn't get any bigger, and the rest of the plant looks good. And I'm going to possibly create another plant, like just a whole separate basket that maybe will not have that, those brown spots on it. I'm worried that that one, because it was actually looking good up until really recently. Still an absolutely beautiful plant, though. I mean, I really love that plant. And then I also have Syndapsis pictus argyrius and some Cebu blue cuttings hanging out in here. They are kind of starting to root, not really fast. But they were trailing, and I decided it was about time to cut them back and propagate them so that I can then stick them back in the original pot and have it be more full. So that is the plan with these. They seem to be doing fine. They're just not growing roots super fast. That's okay. It can take a little while. And I think the last of what I have propagating, I took a bunch of cuttings of my Queen of the Night, the one that just recently bloomed, and I just stuck them in water, and they're growing. They do that very well. Probably gonna have to change out that water though. But I'm also gonna probably sell those guys off just because. And I have a peperomia. Yeah, that started to root. I think the water on that needs to be changed too. It's looking a little grimy. But I had to trim this peperomia plant because it had gotten really heavy on one side, and so the plant kept tipping over. So I just cut off that one thing and cut it into 3 pieces. Like this all came from one. It was like that. It was all one. And then I'm just rooting these bits, and then I'm very possibly going to stick it back into the same. I'm going to put it back into the same pot with the rest of it, wherever it is. It's behind me somewhere. But that, for right now, is the last of the propagations that I am doing. So, ooh, I opened that window because these were actually in that window. So, sorry about the brightness, but I'm not going to go close it again. So those, I'm pretty sure, are all the propagations that I have going right now. Not too bad. We're going to see where these all go in the future. And now I have a record of it. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of those. Just seeing where they are and what I've got going and, you know, all that kind of stuff. If you like this video, go ahead and like this video. If you want to stick around and see if I ever get those tiny little begonias out of there, you can go ahead and subscribe. And thank you for spending some of your time with me, because you may have saved my Digithornis because they were apparently rotting and I had no idea. And I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.